The time has come.
The world is veiled in darkness, the wind stops and the sea is wild, and the earth begins to rot. The people wait. Their only hope, a prophecy. When the world is in darkness, 4 warriors will come. After a long journey, 4 young warriors arrive, each holding an orb. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jockey, to Final Fantasy on the Nintendo Entertainment System, released apparently in 1987. I actually didn't know what year this game came out, but thank you for reminding me, title screen. But this here is our Valentine's Day special. Why is it Valentine's Day special? Because I love this game. Ha!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyway, welcome to Final Fantasy, in which this is an RPG for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm sure some of you already know what this game is about, but this game came to me at a special time, but something important to note is that I'm going to be renaming these characters, because you do get to name your characters at the start of the game. I'm naming them after what I named my first party in this game, or one of my first parties that I had each of my family members each name a character in. So we have the fighter, which my stepmother named Fred. I don't know why, I think she just said he looked like a Fred to her. Also, I should note, this game, the characters only get 4 letters per name, so yeah, that's part of the reason that's the case. I named the Black Mage Vivi because I'm unoriginal, but because that's boring, I'm just gonna name it my name. Again, since we only have 4 letters, we're just gonna abbreviate. Jackie. There you go, it's Jackie. We had the White Mage, which was named by my father as Mel, short for Melchizedek. Just the thing he names all his characters, I suppose. And then last, but certainly not least, the Thief, which my older stepbrother named Pizza, with 1 Z. I told him, you can only do 4 letters, and he still said pizza. But yes, this game, it's an NES game in which you get to pick your classes and name your characters at the start of the game, and this is actually one of the most important decisions in the game. And all of a sudden, we're thrusted into the overworld. Now, this is one of my favorite NES games, but I've been kind of putting it off solely because of the screen tearing at the top and the bottom of the screen. So, to fix that, I'm kind of cropping the recording so that it doesn't show that bit, and maybe I can edit it in post if it doesn't look too good. We'll see. But anyway, as we're entered in, why don't we just head into the castle first off? So yeah, this is one of my favorite NES games, and I came across this back when I first got the NES. I of course got a couple of essentials with it, like Super Mario Bros., which I got the 3-pack at the start. But after a little while, all I have is like puzzle games and platformers. I kind of wanted like a bigger game, like one that would hold my attention for a while. And so I went on a search, and I saw a lot of games, including like Punch-Out!, I remember was one of them. But when I found this game, I was blown away. Because I had never ever seen a game, or I never even seen this game in action, and I didn't know that there was an NES game. This machine, which I had only up to this point used for like puzzle games and arcade ports, that it was capable of a full RPG where you had character classes and everything. So of course I immediately wanted to get it. Fortunately for me, it was $70. Good thing my mom paid for it. But once I got it, I tested it out a bit, and then I restarted, and I brought it to the family, and we all named a character, and this is what we ended up with: Fred, Jackie, Mel, and Pizza. Anyway, inside the castle we have the king here. Right, warriors, just as in Lucan's prophecy, Garland has kidnapped the princess, please help her. Alright, pretty simple premise. The princess has been kidnapped, we gotta save her. Now luckily, the screen tearing doesn't exactly happen in battle screens, because it's just a stationary screen. There's not any moving going on except on the characters. But before we head into any battles, we of course want to head to town. Now, you start out with absolutely nothing. If we look into weapons, armor, magic on any character, including the mages, who normally are magic users, we have absolutely nothing except for gold. So we might as well spend some. Let's go to the weapons store. Now, we're gonna go ahead. The Iron Hammer is primarily used for Mel. The Rapier, I'm pretty sure that Fred is the only one who can use it. The Red Mage might also be able to use it. And actually, that's the thing, is that there's no guest characters, there's no switching your party around in this game. This is our party for the rest of the game, and it is incredibly important. So, it immediately captured my attention that you make one of the most important decisions of the game at the very beginning of the game. Also, one kind of annoying thing is that even if you buy a weapon for someone and you say who you want to give it to, you have to still go into the menu and equip it. Same with armor. Not the case with magic, but, you know. I suppose since this is the start of the game, I should explain some of the classes and their differences. Basically, the only differences with classes, aside from, like, stat differences, which doesn't exactly mean all that much, is that, it changes what they can equip in terms of weapons and magic and armor. So, for example, Fred is the only one here who can use the chainmail armor, at least I believe he is. And Jockey and Mel can only use the cloth armor. But their advantage is that Jockey and Mel can each use one type of magic. Mel being able to use white magic, which we can buy any of these, but we'll go ahead and buy him a cure spell, which just heals for a little bit. It's very useful. And Jockey is able to use black magic, which is all attacking kind of spells, so we'll buy him the fire spell, how about? Alright, now with next to no gold, we're gonna go ahead and do a bit of grinding, just at the start of the game. Oh, and one kind of thing in this game is that your formation matters in the party. Like, for example, whoever's in the top parts of the party is more likely to be attacked than whoever's here. Because of that, everyone always puts the fighter at the top of the party, and whoever's at the top of the party is whoever you see in the overworld. But I'm tired of seeing this man in every playthrough I do, so you know what? I feel like doing something a little different, and we're gonna have the black mage at the front of the party. He's a completely weak glass cannon, but he'll have to do. This is the item shop. This is where we can just get, like, basic heal items, which is in case you don't have a healer, which could be the white mage or the red mage. The red mage is essentially just kind of like a combination of three classes, the white mage, the black mage, and the fighter, but they aren't as good as those three individually. And the fighter, the one other class I'm not using, is just, he's not very good at the start, but eventually once he gets enough level ups, he'll be good towards the end. It's a pretty simple battle screen here. We have a bunch of goblins we need to attack. We're going to attack that one with fire with Jockey, attack this one with Fred, who has the rapier, which is the strongest weapon. Fred has a small sword, which might do a bit of damage, same with the iron hammer. They'll both go for the same one, in hopes that they take it out. 26, hey, it's a critical hit. And as you will see with Pizza here, when he's going to attack, whenever it gets to his turn, he does nothing. And this is because he attacked a target who, by the time it reached his turn, was already dead. And this is a mechanic a lot of people don't like about this game, is that if you attack someone who's already been killed at that turn, you do nothing. But I actually like this, and as ProJared explained, commonly people will just mash the attack button in order to get through battles, but you can't do that here because you need to pay attention to, okay, who's more likely to kill this enemy, you know, on their own, who's gonna assist in someone else's kill, and you have to kind of figure out what you can do in order to get through battles more effectively. The only things you can encounter in these parts are goblins, and I'm just going to be battling a few goblins until I reach level 2, and then we're going to just gather up our gold, buy some supplies, and head towards Garland, who, as the king said, has captured the princess. I realize this first episode has been very expository, but, you know, I'm just getting things out of the way so that we won't have to explain them later, because this game, it is very long, so we don't have to explain everything right away, like what all the things in the menu does. I am using the fire spell just right now, just because Jockey's normal attack is not very good. It does not do a lot. The one gimmick with the thief is that they're good at running away, which I've heard isn't actually the case, like it's just the stat doesn't work and it's actually based on like where you are and the party's location. But I don't know, man. I've always had good luck with the thief running away. It might just be a coincidence or something, but there have been plenty of times when he's been the only living party member and I've been able to just run my way back to the town inn. We're gonna actually go ahead and use a cure spell on Jockey, which we might have to get used to since he's at the front of the party. I realize I'm taking a big risk in doing this. Wow, 8 damage was enough to terminate. These guys have less HP than I thought. I also appreciate this whole battle sequence and compared to other RPGs at the time. We see the background, how there's trees in this area. We see our party members and the enemies instead of just seeing the enemies in like a first-person perspective kind of thing. And it shows exactly how much damage we do and who attacks what, and if it kills, of course, or gets a critical hit. I really like the interface of this game. I'm aware it doesn't age perfectly, but that's what the remakes are for, you know? And this game has been remade a lot. Good job, Pizza. Alright, there we are. Music in this game is also amazing. I love the overworld theme, and the victory fanfare is, of course, a classic. We can actually check how close we are to leveling up by going into status and looking. So, okay, for level up we need 21 experience points, and we currently have 19. So that means we only need 3 more experience points, which we should get from just about any battle. Ooh, and a chance to strike first. That just means we get to go, or we essentially go a turn without them going this turn at all. Although, the opposite can happen, and they go a turn without us getting to go. But, they're both, you know, rare occurrences. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's not nice. Most of the time it's consistent, and you just battle it out. Here we are, Fred. As you'll come to learn, the fighter is the most overpowered class in this game. In fact, I very rarely attempt to beat this game without having him in the party. And that should be enough to... Huh? Oh, I see. Okay, I was reading the experience points wrong. For a level up, we need 15. That's not how many we're going... Or that's not how many we have or how many we're going to. So, we still have a little bit of a ways to go. This episode will probably just be me starting off, buying the items, of course, and grinding these goblins. Last party member, it's up to you, Pizza, and Pizza missed. Is that the second time this episode? 3 damage, good job, Jockey. 7 damage, so close, Mel. Pizza, what about you? You got a shot at this? See, this is why you want to kind of target 2 with the same weaker units. Like, Fred obviously is going to take out a unit on his own. But maybe it's best if Jockey and Mel attack the same one, seeing as how they're less likely to take one out on their own. Ooh, 5 experience points. We're not too far off. 4 more goblins should do the trick, which we can definitely encounter 4 at a time. Ooh, 5. Alright. Fred is going to be very important for a fight like this, since he's going to be taking out ones on his own. We're going to have everybody else target the same one, and of course Jockey killed it in the first turn. Alright. That's actually one thing the remakes do change, is they fix the targeting system that people weren't really a fan of. In terms of beating this game, I've beaten it once in the original version, and once on the PlayStation 1 remake that you get in Final Fantasy Origins. I've not beaten Final Fantasy 2, period. And I've only made it to the end of 3 before reaching the incredibly difficult final castle. But, you know, seeing as how we're already Let's Playing this game, we'll eventually get around to those games, and, you know, that'll be an experience to play those games for the first time, or beat those games for the first time, rather. And with that, that's enough experience points to level us up. Jockey got an intelligence, a vitality. Fred got strength, agility, vitality, luck. Oh, that's a pretty good level up. Pizza got strength, agility, vitality, and luck. And lastly, Mel got strength, agility, intelligence, and luck.